So you want to get rich. We've all seen the dream, right? Quit your job, launch a business, become a millionaire. It's plastered all over social media. But what if that whole story is just wrong? The source material I'm breaking down for you today has a completely different take. And honestly, it's the reality check we probably all need. Let's dig into what it really takes. Okay, so let's meet Bill. And honestly, Bill could be any of us. He's got a job, he's paying the bills, but deep down, something just feels off, really off. I mean, for Bill, every single day is just a repeat of the last. That alarm goes off, and that feeling of dread just hits him. He feels completely trapped, like he's stuck on one of those hamster wheels, just running and running, but not actually getting anywhere. So naturally, Bill thinks he's figured it out. It's the 9 to 5. That's the problem. It's his boss. He's the problem. And the only way out, the only way to get that freedom and maybe, just maybe get rich, is to become his own boss. So he does it. He quits. He's going to chase the dream. And when you hear that story, it sounds pretty compelling, doesn't it? It makes you ask yourself that same question. Hey, should I be doing that? Is starting a business the answer for me? Is it time to take that big leap? So should you do it? Well, the blunt answer from this book is probably not. Yeah, I know. That's a bit of a shock to the system, right? It flies in the face of everything we hear online. But here's the thing. It's not because you don't have a great idea. The real reasons, they go way, way deeper. And that brings us to our first huge point. This popular image of what it means to be an entrepreneur, it's basically a giant, carefully crafted illusion. Okay, so just look at the difference here. The illusion, the dream they sell us, is this perfect straight line. You have a eureka moment, you launch the thing, and boom, instant success. But the reality? Oh man, the reality is this messy, tangled scribble. It's a chaotic journey packed with failures, setbacks, and you're constantly having to pivot and adapt. And get this, according to our source, this isn't some accident. This illusion makes people a lot of money. The media, the online gurus, they sell you these overnight success stories because it's great for clicks and it sells their courses. They're showing you the one lottery winner, not the millions of people who lost. But the absolute biggest lie of them all is this myth of the perfect idea. This whole belief that all you need is that one single aha moment, that's what's standing between you and incredible wealth. And it's so dangerous because it sets you up to fail. The second that perfect idea runs into its very first problem, and it will run into problems, most people just give up. Okay, so if the dream we're all sold is a lie, then what's real? What's the actual path forward? Well, it all starts with two huge steps that are going to completely rewire how you think about all this. All right, these first two moves are all about your mindset. First up, you have to get real with yourself, like brutally honest. Pop that delusion bubble. You have to go into this expecting to fail, not just seeing it as a risk, but as a guaranteed, baked-in part of the process. And number two, and this one's a tough pill to swallow, you might have to change your friends. Here's the thing you have to understand. The most successful people out there aren't some kind of geniuses who never mess up. The book makes an amazing point here. Think about all those companies on a show like Shark Tank. They get backing from billionaires, and a huge number of them still fail. So what's the real secret sauce? It's just persistence. It's about getting knocked down and then getting right back up a little bit smarter than you were before. And let's circle back to that second point about your friends, because this is a really painful truth for a lot of people. When you decide to pour your entire life into building something, your priorities they shift. And your old friends, the ones you used to grab dinner with every Friday, they might not get it. They won't understand your new obsession, the late nights, the stress, and that can lead to this really tough but often necessary drifting apart as you simply outgrow the people around you. All right, so once you've got your head right and you've sorted out your environment, now it's time to actually build the thing. We're talking about the nuts and bolts, the real mechanics of the business, money and systems. Think about it. If you've been working a 9 to 5 your whole life, you probably see money as something you earn and then you try to save. To build a business, you have to totally flip that on its head. Money isn't something to hoard. It's a tool. It's a resource that you use, that you deploy to build things, assets that make more money for you. And there's this fantastic story from the book that just nails this point. It's about a guy named Daniel Priestley. He was in sales and he was really uncomfortable asking for big checks. So his mentor gave him some weird advice. carry $1,000 in cash in your pocket at all times. And at first, it felt like a huge deal. But after a while, it just felt like pocket change. And that simple mental shift completely changed his relationship with money. And yeah, it helped him become a millionaire. Look, we all know building a business is insanely stressful. And this stat right here just proves it. The vast majority of business owners feel totally overwhelmed. You're juggling a million things at once, right? And that's why the answer isn't just to work harder. That's a total trap. The real answer is to work smarter, to be more efficient. So how do you fight that feeling of being overwhelmed? You build systems. The book lays out this awesome 3-step path. It all starts with one big realization. The biggest risk in your entire business is relying on one single person, and that includes you. So you start creating step-by-step processes for everything. How you get customers, how you serve them, everything. You literally build an instruction manual for your business so that it becomes a machine that can run even if you're not there. That's what real freedom looks like. And all of this leads to the final piece of the puzzle. And honestly, this might be the most important transformation of all. It's not about what you do, it's about who you become. Okay, let's just be super clear about this. The whole lone wolf entrepreneur thing, the person who builds an empire all by themselves, it's a total myth. It doesn't happen. It's impossible. If you want to build something real, something that lasts, you need a team. Period. No exceptions. But this is where so many people go wrong. When it's time to hire, what do we instinctively look for? We look for a clone of ourselves, right? Someone who thinks just like us. But that's a huge mistake. I mean, think about it. If they were exactly like you, they'd be off starting their own business to compete with you. What you actually need is a team of people who are way better than you at all the things you're not good at. So the big takeaway here is that your job is not to be the best at everything in your company. Your job is to be the best at one thing. Finding people who are world-class at marketing or sales or tech, and then building them into a cohesive team. That's how you scale. That's how you build something that's truly bigger than just you. And so we land on the final, most powerful idea of all. Starting a business, when you really get down to it, isn't about the product. It's not even about that perfect idea we talked about. It's about you. It's about your own personal transformation. So the real question isn't, can you start a business? The real question is, do you have what it takes to become a leader? That's the real challenge. And that's what makes all the difference.